Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of I Like Trains. Taking a little bit of hiatus off this series, but we're back with a bang and we've got so much to go through, and I thought I'd start with one of the more unusual pieces that I've managed to pick up recently. So yeah, I think we just get straight into this. Now I picked this up, I believe I picked it up for a grand total of around £8. Now this is actually something I used to own as a child. I had a couple of these. Unfortunately, I don't actually know what happened to them, which I think for a lot of us when we're growing up, we never really sort of know what happens to our certain toys or collectibles, things like that. You just sort of outgrow them, or they just do disappear from time to time. And unfortunately, it's one of those sad scenarios. This was the case. But like I say, I'm really glad I've picked one of these up. I believe as well, from what I read up on the description, it's in really good condition. And yes, if you can probably see by the colour of the box, it is a Thomas and Friends piece of merchandise. Now it's probably one of the more unusual pieces of merchandise you would have seen, and probably one that you might not have even come across. So this is actually part of the Leonardo collection. Now it was actually a collection that they released in 1998 to go along with the Thomas and Thankyou Friends series that was airing at the time. Now initially they're a set of porcelain figures, and they did quite a wide range of them. So of course they did all the main characters, so Thomas, Percy, Gordon, James, Edward and Henry, and they did do really other random things as well, other than this in terms of the actual porcelain figures themselves, where you'd actually get one of the locomotives maybe sitting at a station, maybe just on a singular piece of track, or they did do unusual ones where you'd actually have them coming out of the tunnel or sitting in the shed. But this isn't actually the first bit of the Leonardo collection that I actually owned recently. Like I say, I used to own them as a kid, but it's not actually one of the most recent ones. So if I put that to one side for a second, I do actually own one of the more unusual pieces again as well. And I actually own the Leonardo collection, and this is one of the photo frames. Unfortunately, he was missing one of the buffers when it was picked up, but other than that, it's in pretty good condition. The fat controller's in really good condition there. As you can see him, you know, quite a nice little detailed figure there on the side with his little waistcoat and everything. And then of course, obviously, you've got Bertie the bus on the top there. And he's even got a face. But yeah, I thought I'd show you that first of all. Like I say, it's technically my first piece of the Leonardo collection, and it is really nice. It's a nice little photo frame. Unfortunately, you're not really going to fit a huge, massive photo in there, because obviously Thomas does chop up a lot of it, or you could just have it as a nice ornament, which I think would look nice. But I just thought I'd show you that. But yeah, the main purpose here is I have got the #1 engine himself, Thomas, in the Leonardo collection, and as you can see, he's sitting there at the station. And from the looks of it, the fat controller is just peeking out the corner, and there is a couple of passengers here coming out the station. So let's just go ahead and get this unboxed. So yeah, before we go ahead and get this unboxed, I just thought I'd show you the box in a little bit of close detail. Obviously, you've actually got the actual main description image of the model there. See the Brit Allcroft Company logo at the corner, and then the Leonardo collection logo in the corner as well. Classic Thomas and Friends logo on the side. Then of course, obviously, you've got the Leonardo collection there, designed and created in England, 1998. So yeah, you got to bear in mind, 1998 was peak Thomas time, when the series was at probably one of its biggest highs going forward of the show, and they were just doing everything and everything in terms of Thomas merchandise, really sort of capitalising on that popularity. Now, in terms of one of these, realistically, it's an unusual line in the sense of, you think, is this targeted at kids? They can't really play with it. It's a porcelain figure model, and you just think to yourself, who really sort of was the demographic here in terms of target? And I like to think, realistically, everyone of all ages here. And just having a look at the model there, I mean, wow. First of all, the attention to detail I think is really nice. I think they've captured Thomas's image there just spot on. Coupling rod is painted nicely there, and of course obviously all the red lining around the tank and everything, and obviously around the yellow lining around the cab. Yeah, it looks really, really nice. Obviously you've got the fat controller there leaning up against the station. You've got like the little bushes and the picket fence here on the side and everything. Then these passengers I think look really, really nice there, don't they? think that's really, really nicely done. Even to the point that you've got, you know, this lamppost here on the side. And they really didn't need to include that at all. But I think, you know, just in terms of a display piece, I think it's one of those things, obviously, you would want to have in your collection. And even then, again, as well, like around the back, and it's really sort of around the back that, let's face it, you're going to have it displayed round this way, aren't you? You're not going to have it displayed that way. Well, you might do. Looks okay. But you're not going to have it displayed that way. And yet they've still gone to an attention to detail here again as well. I mean, look at this. Like the little rose bush here. You've got the bicycle. And you've even got like the little picket board here. That obviously, even with the little notes and everything that people have left there. You know, when normally when you'd see these sort of things on the walls, and obviously people are just trying to sell stuff, or you know, they've lost their cat or something like that. They even included one of them there. And the brickwork itself again as well, I mean, you know, it's really, really done to such a nice finish. And you can even actually feel the texture there. So they've actually really put a lot of thought into this. But then again, like I say, the Leonardo collection, I know they are known for doing really good quality models, and obviously that Thomas was just one of the various ranges they did, and really they do specialise in porcelain models. But yeah, I just thought this would make a fun little quick video that I would do with an unboxing of probably one of the most unusual, quirky Thomas and Friends merchandise lines that you probably might not have even heard of. So what I'll do is I will just put it down there and we'll go in for a few closer shots of the model. And yeah guys, that has been our little glimpse into the Leonardo collection, Thomas the Tank Engine Friends porcelain figurine collection. Really hope you've enjoyed that. I definitely do plan on picking up a few more of these if I could get them relatively cheap, because I just think they make such lovely little display pieces, especially if you're an original fan of the original series itself. But yeah, really hope you've enjoyed that little unboxing, and I hope I've introduced you to maybe a very unusual line of merchandise you didn't really know existed, and maybe I've taken you down a rabbit hole. I apologise for that in advance. Like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys.